Hi, my name is Leo Connors, and welcome to the ring and all other sports. Tonight, I got two guests. My guest is Alec Price. My co-host is Brandino Davis.
What it do?
And let's get right into it, guys.
All right.
What's good?
Alec, Matthew Pitaro. You know Matthew?
Yeah.
The politician?
Yeah.
Any good rib stories from the road?
Like ribbing somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than Paul.
I mean, who was a good one? Channing. I think one was on Channing, cause like we were coming back from a big time wrestling. We were coming back from big time wrestling, and we were in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Now down in South Carolina, this is another snowstorm story, cause people don't know. There, you know what I mean? They're butt from their elbow when it comes down to snow in South Carolina. The first thing they do is grab bread and eggs and milk, and they go and shelter themselves in. They don't know how to do the rolls. They don't know how to do none of that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So C.W. Anderson, legend,
Yes.
tells us, do not go the regular way. It's gonna snow, it's gonna be bad. People do not know snow down here.
Right.
Go the coast. It's gonna take you like an extra hour,
right,
but you will not be touched by the blizzard. Do not go this way. Now, moral of the story, kids, always listen to C.W. Anderson.
Right.
All right, because I'll tell you why. We start driving, and Timmy looks at the thing and he goes,
Timmy Thunder?
Timmy Thunder.
All right.
Channing Thomas, he goes, well, it's telling me on the GPS that if we go the same way that we came,
right,
we're gonna be good. We're going
he did the whole looking at the GPS thing and freaked out?
And then he looked at the GPS and he said, we're gonna go the same amount of time.
Right.
So, Pigpen,
yep,
it involves Paul again. He should, it's not his fault, but it involves Paul again, being the vet.
Was he driving?
No, Channing was driving.
Okay.
But the thing is, Paul being the vet in this situation should have been like, nah. He went, well, if you think that's gonna be the right move, then we're gonna make that happen.
Hello, he sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse. I made the right move. I want to do it. And he goes, all right, we're doing it. We went into the eye of the storm.
Really?
It is looking like the Millennium Falcon. Hyperspace is just
right.
We can't see anything. We're going legit like 10 miles on the highway, if that.
Right.
There's freaking abandoned cars on the side of the highway. There's legit ambulances pulling people out of wrecks.
Wow.
There's this like snow machine that they had that I don't know why they don't have up here, but it like looks like a semi trailer like jackknifing, and like it was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. The freaking things going like this.
Yeah.
Like we were trapped in this for legit 26 hours. We didn't we were in this car for 26 hours.
Damn.
We left that night. We didn't get back to Boston for legit 2 days.
Wow.
In Pigpen, I remember we stopped at a gas station. We're still in South Carolina.
Right.
And Pigpen's looking at Benny, and Pigpen goes, well, I don't know.
I love the voice.
I don't know. I think we're gonna be trapped here. Like, I'm not good with snow. I think we're gonna be here for 3 days. And Benny goes, because he just woke up out of a dead sleep. What? Get in the passenger seat. And he freaking forces Pigpen in the passenger seat, and he drives us through this storm. Came hella high water. Benny Jokes got us out of South Carolina. The minute we hit Virginia, it was like, there was no snow.
Benny knows how to drive in snow.
Dude, and like moral of the story, always listen to C.W. Anderson. Always listen to C.W. Anderson.
And slide over when Benny says, let me drive.
Let me drive. He got us through that storm.
Right.
I have a Benny.
That's awesome.
I have a Benny.
But we've been ribbing him the whole time. Because Tim don't, you know what I mean? I love Tim. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah,
that's
he
my
is.
dog. And he's a good dude and everything. But that was just a mistake where I'm just he panics sometimes.
Did he? Yeah.
He did it to me once, and I was like, oh,
What a
I'm
good
going to
dude.
take a gas. So the light hit red. I always hear he's like, bro, we need to get gas. We need to get gas. I don't know. If I get stuck over, I'm going to have a panic attack. I'm like, the gas station's right there.
Right.
We'll be fine. No, not my GPS saying. I'm like, my
Actually,
dude.
no, Channing's not a good dude. No.
What?
Channing's not a good dude. No. I'm taking it. Channing's not a good dude. Actually, no, I do not like Channing at all.
I mean, if you have...
he just does not understand when it comes down to right and wrong. He thinks that he's like undefeated. He thinks that he's a badass, like he's topping the territory. You ain't topping nothing. You're talking to me, the Northeast Beast. This Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Wrestling Open.
Yeah.
My home.
Yes.
White Eagle.
Yep.
Worcester, Massachusetts. The best in the East. The East Coast Prodigy. The Northeast Beast. The Prize City OG is facing Channing Thomas, and Channing Thomas is thinking he's gonna beat me.
Uh-oh.
He thinks that he's gonna take me out of Worcester. That he's gonna he cannot beat me.
He's gonna get panned with the
City
GPS.
don't understand it, bro.
He's gonna be lost.
Scratch that.
It's a
Every
straight
nice
shot.
thing I said about him, scratch that. I redact the answer. I
Oh my
redact
God.
everything I said.
Oh, you're funny.
Hell him. Yo, hell.
I mean, wouldn't it be
hell.
thing going to hell when you that story you just told me reminded me of like a horror story, and it's like I pulled this card, a group of white people said, "Let's go in here," and that one dude was like, "Nah, man,
What?
let's
Wait,
not
what?
go in there." That's that scene
What?
when you were driving.
What?
When you were driving.
I wasn't driving.
But I'm saying with Thomas and.
Okay, so he was in the car, not
I'm
driving.
talking about when you were in the car with him.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
picked like the safe spot or the not safe spot. That story reminds me of
What
like a
does he
horror
always take
story.
the
Yeah,
not
it just
safe?
reminds me of a movie. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
Jason when Kelly Rowland's like, "Don't go in," and you just get chopped.
It's like when they're like, you hear a movie, you see a movie, and they're like, "What's that noise over there?" I'm gonna go investigate. Why would you go investigate?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what? Like this is like why in anybody's right mind? And people do it in real life.
Right.
Did he even look at the weather?
No, he just didn't listen.
Right.
No, but the thing is, he just didn't listen. He just didn't listen. I can't even imagine at that moment. I was just like, Channing, dog.
Oh, Rudy.
I should have opened with this. Alec, you're a double champion right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can tell everybody where you're the champ of.
This is the Southern Underground Pro, Bone Storm champion. I'm the #1 champ, Tennessee. You know me.
Nice.
I came down to the Southeast, destroyed the whole territory, and now I got that belt around my neck. I destroyed this. This was a piece of crap. Fantasy football, FanDuel, E-Lucha kind of belt.
Yeah.
And like, how dare they give me a crappy belt like
Right.
that?
There's not even a belt.
It's not even. No. So what I did
Yeah.
is I took it in their home. I destroyed that belt, ripped it apart, and now I got it right around my neck because I got that
Nice.
territory around my neck, just like I got the indie scene.
Yeah.
And this right here
Yes.
is my newest one. This is the ESW Interstate Championship. Right now, I've been killing it. I beat Frankie Feathers.
Nice.
He was like the ESW champion for like 600 days.
Wow.
It was time for a change, and
Yep.
the change was an OG because you know me, I'm the best. It's a fact.
Nice. All right, JP Griffin. Alec is the man. What does he feel is his biggest accomplishment in wrestling?
I mean, I've done a lot of things in wrestling. I mean, there's still a lot that I can
Right.
do. Right now, I think it was like, I made my MLW debut October
weeks ago,
30th.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the 30th on Halloween.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I've been doing a lot
How'd
of
that
good
go?
stuff. Went great. Went great. Yeah.
Excellent. Before I go back to this, did you have a WWE tryout?
Yeah, last year in December.
Yeah. And what did they say like at the end? Just keep working hard?
Yeah, the tryout went fantastic. I learned a lot from from everyone down there. You know how they have some of the best staff in the world. Everyone loved me down there. I feel like I had a good showing, and at that time, like I just started killing it on the indies, and it didn't work out at that time. But sometimes, that happens at tryouts.
I hear
everybody goes through 1 or 2 or 3.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm not mad about it. I don't feel any sort of way because it was a learning experience, and I'm just happy to be down there because you know me. And like you've seen me for the past 6 years.
Yep.
You know that I was never supposed to be, like people said that I was never gonna be anything in this business.
Wow.
So the fact that I was there at 5 years, a skinny kid from East Boston, Massachusetts, going all the way to the big show to try out, that's something that no one, bro. There's been people in New England, you know this, that have been wrestling for 20 years, 10
they
years.
never even
and they're
got-
the biggest critics in New England.
Yep.
But they could never do anything that the people they criticize do.
Right.
They criticize AG. They criticize Christian. They criticize Josh Briggs. They criticize
jealous.
me. They criticize AC Romero because they're jealous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of people are afraid to step out of their comfort zone
Right.
and actually do it. They
Yep.
think just because they get on a VFW show or they're big in New England, that's it. Nah, you got to be big everywhere.
Right.
There's different layers and stages to wrestling. You're always leveling up. It's like our age. We don't age.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't
I
get old.
do.
No, but the thing is, we like in my mind, we don't get older.
Right.
It's a level. We level up.
Right.
And people can get stuck on that level. If you see some people peak early,
Yeah.
so then the rest of their lives, they're
Right.
like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
It's hard to get there right away. I mean, like you said, some people have 1 or 2, 3 tryouts. I
Yeah,
mean,
some
not
peop-
everyone can be Kofi.
some people get signed in
You
a
know?
year, some
Yeah.
people get signed in 6.
Yeah,
But what do
Kofi
you-
and Sasha probably the 2 quickest I've ever seen get signed.
Yeah, well, because they're superstars.
Yeah,
But that's
absolutely.
like New England produces some of the best superstars
No
in
doubt.
the world.
Yep.
That's why everyone up there and on the big show, mostly New England guys.
Right, right.
A lot of Kowalski.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Triple H, Kowalski guy.
Yeah,
Bloom,
absolutely.
the head of, you know what I mean? The head trainer, the head coach.
Yep.
Kowalski guy.
Yeah.
All of them.
Did you get to work with Steve Carino?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the one that was
He's
one of the coaches
awesome,
at the show.
man.
He's amazing.
He was one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite indie wrestlers. I mean, he wasn't always just indie
No,
because it was
Steve
ECW.
Carino's the man. Like,
And George
he's
Carroll
a
was
good
down there.
coach.
Did you see George?
I've seen George too.
George is doing great things, man.
I'm
you
so
know?
happy for him.
Me too. George is one of the nicest guys I've
Yeah,
ever met.
It really is.
He really is. I love George. All right, JP has another one. How has wrestling training helped him, if at all, outside the ring?
I mean, it's helped me a lot
Yeah.
because I've matured
Right.
as a person, as a wrestler, and as a man in wrestling. You know what I mean? Wrestling is like, it's so close to life that
Right.
it attaches itself. Like, I'm not saying I become Alec Price on the weekdays. What I'm saying is that, like, it mirrors it. So,
Right.
like, for me to become a better wrestler, I have to be a better person.
Right.
And I have to, like, hit brick walls in my life and then overcome them and burst through those brick walls.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
to keep leveling up. So it's like wrestling has forced me to go from just an arrogant, cocky kid from, you know what I mean,
Right.
from East Boston that had to defend himself because if you didn't, you're weak.
Right.
To like I feel like I've become more humble,
Right.
and I'm just different now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I feel
Yep.
like I've started to grow as a man and actually show everybody what I'm really about and like what I'm really for.
Right.
Like I'm not just a loudmouth kid that runs like. Don't get me wrong, I got hands and I'll back it up.
Right.
I mean, I ain't afraid of nobody. Don't think I'm saying that, but like at the same exact time, like I gotta be a man. I gotta
Right.
be a wrestler.
Absolutely. All right. He has one more. What is the one thing he feels like he has improved the most since you started?
I mean everything. I thought I sucked when I first started.
Really?
But like, you know what I mean? Everybody thinks that because you're just green and you don't know it. Like
Right.
at that time I thought where I was and like the people in front of me were like the tip of the iceberg. But then like when I started getting out of the territory and started doing like stuff, I started realizing, nah, this isn't the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean?
Right.
I learned a lot from people like I faced like Mike Bailey, Ace Romero,
Speedball.
Speedball,
Wow, that kid.
Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver.
Yep.
You know what I mean? People that are like
Blake Christensen.
Blake Christian.
Another
you got
great kid.
Josh Alexander,
Yeah.
Tracy Williams, Rhett Titus.
Yep.
Like I'm not just dropping names. Like and
No, you've been in the ring with all of them.
I've been in the ring with all of them.
Yep.
A lot of people like Dante Marr and Evil Uno.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ethan
Yeah.
Page. Like I faced these people. And I've grown every single time because they're on another level than me. The
Right.
only way
I know
I
what
can
you're
get
saying.
better as a wrestler is by facing people that are better than me.
Exactly.
And like I know that I'm not there yet, and like I'm going to be there, and I
Right.
know one day I will be signed.
Yep.
But I have to know that there's still things I can learn as a man and as a wrestler.
Right.
You know what I
Now, a lot of people will say, like, you've been wrestling now, what, 6 years?
Yeah.
6 years. You could literally learn, people say that
6 in
they,
February,
from
yeah.
somebody that only has 2 years, you could actually learn something from that person. Like, you never stop learning in
You
wrestling.
never stop
You never
learning.
stop learning.
Like it doesn't matter how long you've been in wrestling.
Right.
Some people have been in wrestling for 10 and 20 years and they're not good wrestlers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest. Like there's
true.
people that are in here that don't get it.
Right.
And they're the first ones to critique you at a show like, oh, you need to get bigger. Watch me run a match. Like, bro,
Right.
like, watch me have a match. You know what I mean? Like I'm not good yet.
You're good.
But you know what I mean? Like
I know what you're saying, though.
At that time, you know
Right.
what I mean? And there's people that have been doing it for years, and there's people that are good, like off rip. It just everyone's different.
Who booked you first out of New England? What was the first company you worked for out of New England?
It was Showcase Pro, but like.
And where are they located?
In Rhode Island, but
Okay.
like. Yeah, like I don't know, like it was a good spot to kind of, you know what I mean, get my feet wet. It was.
Well,
the
what
first
about
one.
like the first time you went to New York and stuff like that? I mean, I know you've been.
New York was a couple things in.
Yeah.
New York was like a couple years in. I think it was like through like 4 years in at the time of New York. You know what I mean, like 3 years in.
I always noticed that the guys start to get so much better, like you said, as you travel out of New England. You know what I mean?
Well, like it's not even about traveling out of New England. It's like people need to get there. Like when I was at the Belltime Club, I had, you know what I mean, like my first booking outside of UFO, because you know UFO and Belltime were like, it's like everyone was out of school, and so like it was Showcase, and then like that's where I got my feet wet, like in front of a crowd, and then I started, you know, going for big time wrestling, and a year and a half I was on the road, so no one knew me up here. You know what I mean?
Showcase, that Chris Blackheart?
Yeah.
All right. Next question is from Adam Luce. I don't know if you know Adam Luce. He's one of the biggest wrestling fans. He moved. He doesn't live around here no more. But this kid knows everything about wrestling. He really is. Thoughts of how well Wrestling Open is doing, and where do you see it going a year from now?
The moon. I think Wrestling Open is going to be that checkpoint for this territory, and hopefully for the whole indie scene. Just because it's a good, you know, it's fresh.
Right.
It's good. Everyone loves it there. Everyone loves what they're doing. We all actually like care about it. So we put in the time and the effort to actually want this to be a good show. It's not like no one's going there just for a payday.
Right.
And like I said, it's different because the community is involved. Like Worcester loves Wrestling Open.
That's awesome.
We did the Palladium. We wrestled at the Palladium.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like one of the most legendary wrestling spots in New England. Like ECW was always there at the Palladium.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, it's just, it's crazy. Like the success of Wrestling Open within a year is wild because it's not like we didn't think it was gonna be big. We just didn't know how fast it was gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get, you know, starting to get liked. Now it's, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to come to Open.
Dude, when I saw you, remember I was going to the shows and you were helping out. And I'll never forget the night I came in, you made your debut. We walked in, me and my friend David, I didn't see you. And I said to my buddy, I said, he's probably gonna be, and it was you and CJ.
Yeah.
And that night you came out, they hated you.
Yep.
Big time.
Hated my guts.
Hated your guts. I come back 6 weeks later, the most over guy in the building.
You already know that.
No more booze. They were flipping out for you. That's hard work. Well, that's what, you know what I mean? They know they're wrestling and they appreciate how hard you go.
They like, you had people that were in that were at Uncharted Territory season 2 that seen me running cables and trying to get on the show.
Yep.
And then they seen me get on the show and they hated me because I got a face that only a mother can love. You know what I mean? I got a punchable mug. What are you gonna do? I mean, I've learned to live with it. I'm gonna age like a fine wine and look great in my 30s. I made a little salt and pepper. What are you gonna do?
Hey, like this.
You know what I mean? Look at, you know what I mean? Handsome bastard.
I'm 57 years old, and you know.
Don't worry.
Dropping your wallet here,
I got nothing anyway.
You giving us some money?
No income.
No giving us any money. What's going on here?
I miss my hot dogs and hair
So they hated me because I'm a good heel.
Right.
But I'm an entertaining wrestler. So people love to hate me, but they also love to watch me wrestle.
Yeah.
And after a while, when like I'm being a heel and I'm being a bad guy, like they're like, okay, but like we love you. We've learned to love you as a wrestler so much. Especially like at that point, like they loved me because I defended the territory.
Yeah.
Like you had, you know, AC Mack coming up with the IWTV championship. He stole that from us.
Right.
And then he's causing all this havoc. And then you have their boy, Jaden Newman, coming up with he was freshly crowned. I was his first defense as sub-champion. And he came up to Worcester, belly of the beast, heart of the Northeast, and I took that. And after that day, I became the biggest baby in the building.
Yep.
Because like now I'm backing up everything that I say. Because I'm never, you know, I'm a man of my word.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I don't like to do wrestling unless I can wrestle 110%. So like they're like, oh crap, this kid's serious. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. How did it start with Jay Rubin slapping you before your matches? How'd that come about?
Just one day I pushed him and I just was like, I just needed a little extra, and Jay Rubin was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like he knew what I
He's a
wanted.
great guy, too.
I love Jay Rubin.
Yeah.
Jay Rubin's the man. Jay Rubes, shout out. You
He's
already know
awesome.
Hot Tie-Dye Summer.
Talk
on
about
Twitter.
a huge wrestling fan, man.
Yeah.
A huge
Bro,
Alec Price fan.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
And, like,
he
that's
is.
one of the dudes that's seen me season
Right.
2 of Uncharted, and then seen me season 3,
Yep.
and like has been there and like been like, bro, I hated you, bro, but it's because like I knew you were a good wrestler.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I love Jay, man. He's
yeah.
a
Jay's
great
my
guy.
dog. Jay's my dog.
All right, Anthony Miller. You know Squeaks?
Yeah.
All right. I've noticed he's going to be wrestling Akira
Yeah.
in the pit for ICW December 28th. What made you decide to jump into the deathmatch world? Also, he's hoping you win that match. Is that a death match?
I mean, it's a death match. I'm not jumping into the death match world. It's the open. It's the restival. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a deathmatch wrestler. I have no issues with deathmatch wrestling. I actually really love deathmatch. I love watching
I do
deathmatch
too.
wrestling.
I do too.
There's a different psychology that goes into deathmatch that you don't see in regular wrestling.
Right.
And it's just not my forte.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's the restival, and I'm the Northeast Beast, and I see Dubs coming in. I have to be there.
Nice.
I have to do something. And you know what? I never did one before. I'll do one and I'll be done.
Right.
And I think like me in the pit, it's gonna be lit. I don't think there's gonna be an issue.
Right.
It's not like I haven't been doing that my whole life and wrestling and street fight. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
fighting in street fights. So I'm not worried about it.
Nice. All right, Ryan Brown. Alec, you probably don't remember me. I don't even know if there's a question in here. Alec, you probably don't remember me, but I saw you at a New England All-Star show in Kingston. I was one of the guys in a wheelchair heckling you.
Yeah.
Now he says, here is a question. How did you get to become such a good heel? You're such a nice guy out of character. You are going to go far in wrestling. Wishing you nothing but success. I love Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's a good dude.
Really good dude.
So I mean, I'm just myself in there. It's just like, I don't know, it's natural for me to be a heel.
Yep.
Some people, it's natural for them to be a baby.
Right.
Yeah, it was natural for me with his baby.
You know what I mean? Like,
What's harder to be? A babyface?
Babyface.
I was going to
Babyface.
say, because I mean, you
It's
come out
easy to
like a
be
heel.
So hard.
I mean, I'm just a natural heel because I have a gift of gab.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like I'm a street kid, so
Yeah.
like I have no problem running my mouth off to you. So like that's just how it came about because I'm
Right.
like, all right, I'm gonna run. I can do anything I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And say whatever I want and do whatever I want to you. And like every time you boo me, I know for a fact I'm doing my job
Yeah.
and I just love it.
There's
Right.
a prime example of that spot. Me and him worked at Impulse, and it was our first match there. And I'm a baby, he's a heel. And we did nothing. Like, working wise.
We didn't do anything.
We did nothing. We was just joking around, and everyone was booing him, cheering me, and we did nothing. I thought it was a good match out of the card.
No, I mean like,
I'm sure it
and then, like
was.
the thing is, bro. Some people it's hard to be a babe. For some people it's hard to be both.
Right, right.
Because you know you have those people that think they're really good heels, but all they're getting is bad heat.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're just being a piece of crap at that point. I'm not like that. I just hurt you like real, but I'm funny with it. You know what I mean? Like it's something you can be like, oh,
You know what? You know what I think of cheap heat is watching a cat
cheap heat is people that
pushing
don't know how
this
to
off
work.
there and staring at you, and just breaking it, like bad. No, that's just easy. You're doing it the easy way.
Right.
Like to me, bad guy, heel, and baby is like Batman and a Joker.
Right.
It's just find yourself. It's the thing is in wrestling. In wrestling, there's a lot of fake people. There's a lot of
There are.
fakes, liars,
Facebook
creeps,
heroes.
everything in
Right.
between. There's everything you can find in wrestling that's in life. That's why I like to say wrestling is life.
Right.
Because any situation you can be put in life, it's in wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you find a real person or like that's why people connect with me so much.
Right.
Because I am a real person.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm just myself in there. I'm not nobody else. I'm just Alec Price. You're not. If you find me in the I may be a nice dude.
Right.
But the thing is, I don't care if you like me or hate me.
Right, right.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
And that's the best way to be, man, because I
Yeah.
don't care if anybody likes me.
Me
or
either.
not. I really could care less.
people aren't gonna like me. Like
Right.
I really don't care because like at the end of the day, I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Right.
but I'm myself's cup of tea. And I know the people that love me and they care about me and they support me and they're there every show and they're retweeting and they act. But that's why I wrestle for those people.
Yep.
I don't wrestle for the other people that don't care about me. If you don't like me, I don't care, bro.
Right.
Like that's why you see on Twitter, anytime someone's like, blah, 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 Alec Price, I'm not even gonna respond to you because
That's
you're not
not
worth
worth
my
it.
time.
Those
I'm
are-
on a whole
those
nother
are the-
level.
Exactly.
And
Like-
those are the best ones because they was like, oh, you're trash, and still pay for your ticket.
Yeah.
No, because they're garbage. They're the ones that are calling me garbage, but
Right.
they're chanting my garbage chant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like,
they're
you're
chanting my
paying
garbage chant.
for my hot dog and handshake. Come on now.
No doubt.
Like,
Absolutely.
and you got the Facebook heroes and stuff like that, and that was annoying for like the last couple of years too. Run their mouths,
I just don't pay no mind to it.
I don't either,
You
but
could be a
when you-
Facebook hero. That's your life, bro.
Yeah.
I got problems. I got a house that I own. I ain't worried about
Well, I know, right?
or your opinion. Like
Yeah.
it's your opinion. It's not a fact.
And when people get their feelings hurt, they're like, I can't believe this. I'm gonna defriend you. Who cares?
Right.
Like,
Right.
don't
Who
get me wrong,
cares?
bro. People have a right to their opinion.
Absolutely.
And people have a right to say what they want to say.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, doesn't mean I have to give two, F's about it.
Right. Right.
Like, to be
It's true.
honest, like I got my own life, I got my own problems. At the end of the day, everyone bleeds blood. We're all the same people.
Yep.
We all get sick. We all have mothers. We all have fathers. We all have grandfathers. We all die.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you are or what you do in your life. Everyone has their own prerogative.
Yep.
Like I have my own life. I'm doing my own stuff. Whatever you do affects you, not me. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm the
Pretty
type,
much.
I always like to put it like this. If there's 20 people in a room and 18 like me, that's just 2 less people I got to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, but like my
And like,
my
you-
stepdaughter, she was the opposite. There was 20 people in a room and 19 loved her. She would spend that rest of the time trying to get that one person.
Nope, that's wasted
No,
money.
like-
Honestly, and that was the downfall in her life, and she ended up ODing on drugs because
I am sorry about
you
that.
know it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And-
Her
not
son lives
easy.
with us. Isaiah lives with me and Maria. You know.
It's not easy.
It's
No,
not
it's
easy.
not. And I didn't say that to put her down.
No,
but it's just,
no,
it's just
no,
how
it's
just how it
some
happens.
people are. You know.
Some people don't know. They don't know how to say no, or they're
Right.
just too nice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you have those people that want to like be cocky and want to belittle people, but they have worse lives than everyone else.
Right. Oh yeah,
those are the
but they
people that
want to make it
self-project.
look like
Yeah.
their life is perfect.
Well, it's because they self-project all their problems. Like
Right.
everyone, like it's a whole lot of like just.
And
Misery
and
business.
as a person who's dealing with surviving and dealing and hearing people's littlest things, you just want to take a brick and just hum it at their temple.
Yeah,
'Cause
but-
like that's the most stupidest thing. If you're not, and if I'm offending people, I'm sorry, but I'm not. If
Right.
you're not in a machine and you miss that day of taking that machine and you die in your sleep because of drowning, that's something to deal with. Someone's voicing someone's opinion and you're getting your feelings hurt,
Don't matter.
suck it up,
Yeah.
move on, and scroll down Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah. Because you know you got friends that'll back you up anyways.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You guys are both, to me, in my opinion, real guys. You know what I mean? Because you don't give a shit what people think.
Our
You
trainer-
shouldn't.
our
I
trainer
don't,
taught
you
us
know what I mean?
that.
Like,
Especially in wrestling, right? Am I wrong that you need to have thick skin
You
in
need
wrestling?
to, but the thing is, you also have to be like. Sometimes you do have to be open
Right.
to other people's opinion and their problems.
Right.
Because sometimes it is like there are people that have their opinions, and they're just pieces of crap. Like they have no right to say that opinion, or they're judging people, or like they're being racist or sexist or transphobic or whatever they are. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like I said, we're all people.
Right.
And
Like we're all people. There shouldn't be no problem about any of that. Like I didn't grow up with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't
Yeah,
grow up
me
with
either.
any of that. If you were a real person or you were a fake person, that's it. Are you real or are you fake?
And I'm with him. I'm piggyback on you in this one too, bro. I'm with that too. I will fight for you. I will do that. But if you're acting like a bigot and it doesn't even matter, you're off.
Yeah,
Alright.
like
Right.
you know what I
You'll
mean?
say something to them in their face. Get away from me.
Because here's the thing when it comes to wrestling, yes, it's a big community.
Yep.
But you still have that people. But unfortunately, you have those people that will say something, do something else, and want to be the innocent guy.
Right.
You're trying to hit, at the end of the day, we all are wearing skimpy clothes. We all working each other.
Yeah, like-
we all doing the same things that you're being transphobic and everything else. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
We're a family. We're trying to have happiness with people that doesn't have happiness.
Yeah, like
even though we don't have happiness,
like
but
people
we show it.
people don't get it. Like if you think in like 50 years, 100 years,
Right.
we're all gonna be mixed race.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
all
absolutely.
gonna be mixed.
Yep.
Like
I'm mixed race.
you know, I'm
I'm
you know
Puerto
what I mean?
Rican and
like,
Irish.
like I'm 7 different nationalities.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm 7 different things. I'm not a full majority of anything
Right,
that I
right.
am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
So like it doesn't matter what you are, who you are, as long as you're a real person and you're human. You can
Right.
be you know what I mean? You could be anybody. You know what I mean? You could be a stick in the mud as long
Yep.
as you're, you know what I mean? You're the best stick in the mud, you're a good dude, ain't no problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Good person, that's it.
And it just bothers me sometimes, you know what I mean? And they want to be all big and tough, but when something backs down that you did and everyone sees you, you want to defend yourself like you haven't done a damn thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot, it's a whole lot of thing. But anyways,
Yeah,
you
let's
know
just
what I
let's
mean?
forget about that negativity.
Yeah.
Forget about
and
the
the
hate.
Facebook heroes.
Let's get into the next question.
Twitter fingers.
This is from Ronnie Maestro. I don't know if you guys have met Ronnie yet. Ronnie's the new referee. He's training at the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ronnie wants to know, question is, without a doubt, Alec, you have a bright future ahead of you. What's next for Alec Price?
I want to be signed.
Right?
I want to be in contract. Like, I mean, there's still like some states that I want to hit up. I still want to go to Europe. I want to go to, you know what I mean, Germany. I want to do different things, but like, I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm just real about it. Like, I didn't get into wrestling to be an independent wrestler. I love indie wrestling. I really have truly grown to love indie wrestling. But I didn't get into it. I got into be on the TV.
Yep.
And I feel like I have the opportunity to get onto the TV. So like, that's my next step. That's what I've been looking for my whole career, my whole life. That's the only goal that's been in my mind. And everything, every step of the way, every travel, every car ride that I've gone to, every show that I like went to not get paid, it's to be here. You know what I mean? Like that's why I've changed and I've evolved, because I want to be on TV.
Right.
Like it's just real. You know what I mean?
I think everyone wants to be on TV. But
thing
then you
is-
have, but you have those people.
Everybody, but the
And
thing
I'm
is,
agreeing with everyone.
But the
So
thing
we
is,
just-
everybody wants to be on TV, but nobody wants to give a damn about it.
Like I said,
I've legit committed my life to wrestling. I know mad people have said this before, but like, I wouldn't be anything without wrestling. This is the only thing in my life that I actually feel like I've been put on this earth to do. There's nothing else that I have. I have nothing.
Right.
I grew up in a 2.5 bedroom apartment with 7 people. I didn't have anything. The only thing we had sometimes was cereal for dinner. There was no I was getting sent to school because, and I'm not looking past on that, because that didn't take away from me. That grew me as a person.
Yes.
And the only reason why I made it out, or if you want to be frank, like, and I'm being real, I changed the New England area, and I'm not even being cocky.
No, I hear you.
Like, if you think about it, there was nobody from the Bell Time Club or nobody like me making it out in New England if they weren't back in the day a chaotic person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before all the bullshit happened. It's not chaotic. I love chaotic now.
Yep.
Chase Del Monte, great dude. I love Chase to death. He's the man. He's a great trainer. You know what I mean?
I'm not a fan of him anymore, but that's okay.
I mean,
you should be a fan because he
it's
books you.
I just like, it's not even that he books me. He's never been a bad dude to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, what do you, like, back in the day, there was a certain standard. You couldn't get booked in top shows unless you worked for...
Right.
You know what I mean? Or someone knew you. And I'm
Right.
not going to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I never met that person.
Right.
Before, you had to know him to get booked. I was the first person to not know him and get booked on all the top shows in the area. And it's not like I'm being here sitting and being cocky or anything like that.
You're spitting the truth.
But like,
'cause
I've
it is the
gone through,
truth.
like, this is really what I want to do. I'm not
Right.
a weekend wrestler. I don't just say I want to be on TV because I want to be on TV and I just have an excuse to say something. This isn't my hobby. I would be nothing. I would probably be in jail if it wasn't for professional wrestling.
Thank
I
God
would
for
probably
wrestling.
I wouldn't be anything. You would never have known, never have seen my face. I probably, like, it's you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
and
I
it
hear ya.
pisses me off because I say it and I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I really care about this business. Like, this is like, I really care about this business. Like, when I started wrestling, when I started watching wrestling, I was a kid. My Nana was the biggest wrestling fan.
Nice.
And then when my Nana passed, there was nobody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then I found my best friend. Wrestling's been there for me every single step of the way. And even when I wasn't in wrestling, I still loved wrestling.
Right.
Or even when I wasn't into it, I still loved wrestling.
Right.
So like it just pisses me off because like I care about this and I see people come into this and they don't give two damns about what they do.
Right.
Or they think that like, and I'm not hating on everybody. Everyone's grind's different. If everyone's head's not the same. Everyone's grind ain't the same. You know what I mean?
True.
But at the same exact time, like I really have respect for this industry, for this business, for the people that came before me, for my lineage that I am. Killer Kowalski, Bell Time, Bo Douglas, and Benny Jooks trained. Like this is what is my life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
so it's well, I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to bring it up later. So when Chase hit you up to work for Chaotic, I was ecstatic because I was seeing you go, and at the moment, and still now, they're a great company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put on phenomenal shows. And I was psyched for you. You know what I mean?
Max Smashmaster, he's dope too.
Yeah.
They're both the trainers over there. Chase Del Monte and Max Smashmaster. Great dudes.
Good dude.
Is there any, who else, is Brian Logan training over there?
I think he
came
helps
back.
out.
I think he
and
did.
like Baron Benedict.
Oh, okay.
Darren
Yep.
Benedict.
Yep.
He helps
Nice.
out. He's like one of the green trainers. Like
Yep.
not the green trainers, but like he helps train the new people.
Right, but like you said though, so many good trainers in New England.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there just because I don't agree with the guy doesn't mean he's not a good trainer
Yeah.
or a good wrestler. Because Chase is a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah.
And a great trainer.
Yeah.
So it is. And there's so many.
There's so many.
Like
And
you
everyone
said
has-
earlier, I think on his episode, Taven and Vinny.
Yeah.
Ryan Drew.
Ryan Drew.
So-
Ryan Drew, Nick Steele.
Yes.
Before Nick passed
boy,
away,
Nick,
R.I.P. to the legend, bro.
Dude, I met him 2 weeks before he passed away.
Like-
and I was with Sonny. We went to a top rope show.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was over here talking to like BRG and Channing, and all of a sudden he's getting like shots of whiskey. He didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but he tells Sonny, grab Leo, get him over here. He couldn't have. The way I like to put it is, he couldn't have been any nicer to a guy that he knew nothing about.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
That's Nick Steele.
Facts. Nick Steele was the man. You know what I mean?
He was the
Like,
man.
he
Like,
was
I-
the man.
Yeah.
Ryan Drew, Nick Steele.
No
Chase, Smash Master.
Yep.
Vinny. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Taven. You
Hollow.
have Bo, Benny,
Well, yep.
Hollow, Scott Reed.
Yep,
You know what I
Scott
mean?
Reed, yep.
The good refs.
Yeah.
The
Then you
good
got
vets.
Ace
Good
Romero and
Right.
MSP training people at the Limitless Dojo.
That's awesome.
Like you have multiple.
Those guys,
different
all three of those guys are phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Workers, man. MSP, wow.
I love
man.
MSP.
Wow.
That's the pack
MSP,
right
yo.
there.
They're incredible
When, we
workers.
had, when me and
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
had bangers in those
Yeah.
matches, we beat the piss out of each other.
Oh, I bet.
And we just hugged it out. Like it was like nothing. Like it's the weirdest
MSP's the
feeling.
dogs.
When
First
you,
time I saw it was
I
at a
love
Chaotic.
MSP.
I was like, who the hell are these guys?
they're nasty.
They were incredible.
I'm
The
happy,
truth.
I'm happy that they're in Chaotic. They deserve
Yeah.
to be
They
Chaotic.
Oh,
deserve it.
definitely.
They're bringing main wrestling
Yep.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
And the New England Pro Wrestling Academy's got a lot of good kids
Yeah.
coming out of there, man.
Always.
That Gal Barkley.
Gall's dope. Gall's a fantastic.
Wow, man.
Fantastic.
I know he's going by a different name. Used to be Randy Rivera. What's he called now? I think he changed.
I think it still is Randy.
I think it's Randy,
I, can't-
yeah.
I could be
Wow,
wrong. I
man.
mean,
Wow.
might be Randy.
That's another
Randy.
kid. That's in Ricky Smokes.
Ricky Smokes fire.
The guys are phenomenal. Then
Yeah.
you got Davey Ed, who you've had some great matches
I mean, I love
with.
Davian. That's the vet right there.
she
She's the
kicks
best
ass.
worker in the area. She
Yeah.
can outwork anybody. That's a fact.
And not even a female. She's a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, she can wrestle
no,
the
but
men too.
I mean, she's a worker. You know what I mean?
She's like
She
a
really
definition
is.
of a worker.
All right, let's get through these more questions. What's your ultimate goal? WWE, New Japan, AEW?
I mean, like everyone's ultimate goal at the end of the day is the E.
Right.
Like that's, but like I would love to go to Impact. I would love to go to New Japan.
Yep.
I would love to go to AEW too. You know what
I was
mean?
surprised I didn't see
Hit
you
me
at the
up.
show.
I don't know if anybody wants to hit me up. Let me know. Like the thing is, right now I'm enjoying being an independent wrestler.
Right.
And I definitely want to be signed. And I'm just gonna keep working and honing my craft and,
you will.
and gaining a bigger name. And when my time comes, because
Yep.
everyone's road's different, my time will come and I'll be ready.
That's right.
So that's I feel like if I go there too soon, I'm not gonna be ready for it.
right.
I want to be ready, and like not everybody's gonna be ready.
No, of
like
course.
you can never be at that point really ready. You're still gonna have there's still gonna be growing pains and everything.
Right.
But like, yeah.
Nice. All right. I already asked you that. Did you ever try it with WWE? How did your MLW match go, and who did you wrestle?
My MLW, it went great.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I enjoyed being there.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I can really.
Who like is like a locker room leader for them? Did anybody stand out to you when you went into the locker room for the first time?
I mean, I knew a lot of the people that were in the locker room,
Okay.
like Lindsay Dorado.
Yeah.
You know,
You
because I
wrestled him
wrestled
too,
Lindsay.
yeah.
Myron Reed,
Yep.
who I've wrestled.
Oh, that kid's incredible.
There was a
man.
lot. I met, me and Delirious have been on mat. Like, I know a lot of people that were in the
Nice.
locker room, so it was
Cool.
cool.
Bauer, great guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
All of them are good. Juicy, all this, they're good people. All of them.
Excellent. All right, Andy Miller. Who are your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Evan Bourne, AJ Styles, and Suicide, who was Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. You remind me of all those guys. No, honestly, your work in the ring. All those guys are phenomenal work, especially not Christopher Daniels, man.
Oh, Christopher
that guy
Daniels, the
is
fallen angel.
unbelievable.
He's crazy. Best moonsault ever.
Ever, yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
I seen his
Absolutely.
moonsault at the UFO show in Somerville.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
He's no joke. You know
No,
what I mean?
not at all, man. I love Christopher Daniels. All right, who's your favorite opponent?
I got.
Well, it's got to be hard because when people
yeah,
ask you who's your favorite, you feel like you leave somebody out.
I wrestle 5 times a weekend.
Right, nice.
So like I'm having 15, 20-minute matches every day. Like I wrestle like an hour and like 20 minutes a weekend throughout the course of a whole, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, sheesh, you know what I mean? There's a lot. I love wrestling anybody. I can wrestle anybody. So I'm not like, I don't have a particular opponent because I know if I get into a ring with somebody, I'm going to, like Speedball Mike Bailey. Legend, crazy. Like, Speedball Mike Bailey is the man. He is the best wrestler in the world right now. Like, he's just so good. I always love wrestling Speedball. Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver.
Yep.
There's so many people that I got the opportunity to wrestle that are just so good.
Right.
And like, I just can't pick one because you know what I mean? I gel with all of them. You know what I mean? Because I can wrestle anybody.
Right. So you wrestle Byron Reed?
Yeah, I've wrestled my arena limitless.
That guy's
Hot fire.
Oh my God, man.
It's crazy.
And Mike Bailey. That guy should have been over in the United States way before he finally came.
I think he got like banned and he couldn't come over here for a little
He couldn't
bit.
cross the border, right?
But he was about to get signed and then but now he's back and he's making up for all the lost
Unbelievable,
time
man, honestly.
because he does not. He's like Kurt Angle in a way because he don't step in that ring without it being a banger.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Kurt Angle never had a bad match. You
Never.
can look it up.
Yep,
Never
it's
had
true.
a bad match.
It's true.
Never.
Yep.
He's like Kurt Angle of this generation.
Him and Christian
Just that he
used to
kicks you.
wrestle back when the WWE still had the training facility in Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Back, like you said, as you like to say, banger matches.
Bangers.
All right, it's kind of silly. Andy, do you have a favorite promotion in New England, or do you love them all?
Why do everyone say that?
I-
That's like drawing fuel in the fire.
Yeah,
I
listen,
actually said that to my friend who asked the question.
I love them all.
Yep.
You know, obviously, Limitless and Beyond Wrestling Open have a little special place in my heart.
Right.
UFO too, but I love every single one of them. I have no heat with anybody. Everyone's always been good and nice to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even the people that were talking stuff behind my back, they always been nice to me after the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love everybody.
Nice. All right, I had Todd Graham in the studio last week, and have you heard about the PGC4 tournament?
Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna be in it.
That was the next. Yes. So he did mention the first participant that he actually said it on the show for me. Ichiban. Have you wrestled him yet?
Oh my God, Ichiban! Let me
Dude,
tell you right
that
now. Look at this.
kid's great.
Zoom into this face. Ichiban is the future.
No,
That kid's
doubt.
good.
Ichiban is next up. When
So
I'm
are
gone,
you.
he will be. He may even be gone before me. He's that good.
never know.
He's-
Yep.
You understand?
I wanna work
he
him.
is
He's
so good. You know
phenomenal.
I
what he
wanted to
is?
work him.
He's that Kowalski baby.
Yeah.
Kowalski's taking back over. New England is it. No,
Yep.
I'm joking, but he's
Todd's a great guy.
yeah. Todd's the man.
Yeah. All right, Mike Zabzow. I would like to say you are, without a doubt, one of the best wrestlers I have seen in the New England area. That's a great statement.
Because there's a lot of people
Yep.
biffing them.
In your limitless wrestling title run was incredible.
Appreciate that. Thank you
And
so
then
much.
he just has one other question. How did you get started in the business?
Like I said, I was a kid. My nana was a big fan of wrestling. We always watched wrestling. When she died, we stopped kind of watching it. And then like I kind of like fell off from wrestling for a little bit just because I didn't have anybody else to really like watch wrestling with or like kind of share that interest in wrestling with. And then I met my best friend Eddie, my boy Eddie White.
Yeah. He's traded, right?
He was.
He was. Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's gonna be back soon. But like he was. But like I met Eddie. Like I've known him for 12 years, but he was the other person that like liked wrestling as much as me.
Right.
So he had all the toys. Like I didn't have all that stuff. He had all the toys, the games, this, that, the third. So like I fell back in love with it. I did a backyard for like 1 year, but it wasn't like a backyard promotion like some of the crappy people in New England that, you know, go to like seminars and then like, you know what I mean? Or like they don't train. Like
that's all they do is
try
seminars.
to get paid when they don't train. Like it's none of them. It's not like that. I was legit at my boy's backyard with his grandmother looking over the porch being like, don't kill Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Because one of us had like a Spider-Man costume on. And we had like, we were wrestling on like, you know what I mean? Milk crates and mattresses. And I did that for a year. And I think like at one moment I almost broke my neck. Because somebody went for a Canadian, and I was good with taking
Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, and I was good at taking Canadians, but he hooked me like a code red with the legs behind, in front of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my head, when it came through, like it hit where the in between the mattresses were.
Right.
So like my shoulders stopped me from like going under.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the mattress didn't split, I was done.
Wow.
So like after that, my mom knew Pat Dillon. They went to high school together.
Yeah.
So I hit up Pat Dillon, and I got to the Bell Time Club, and rest is history.
Nice. You know, I told you before, I've lived in Southie for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And I really wish I would have known Pat then.
Yo.
You know what I mean? I didn't meet Pat till I was back out of Southie for probably a dozen years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think the first match was there as a selfie at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
At the Macaulay.
Yeah.
All right. I got another.
McKinney, whatever it is.
So I talked to the people at the Wrestling Federation of America.
Yeah.
And they want you to work for them. So I'm going to tell them to hit you up.
Just tell them to hit me up.
They have like 31 shows already booked. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable. Sometimes they'll be working a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I would be down to work for them. They got to hit me up though.
Exactly.
Like, I'm booked months in advance.
Right. That's what I mean.
Like I said, I wrestle 5 times a weekend.
That's awesome.
Like 2 weekends ago, I was at, what is it? I was in Rhode Island. Then I went to Worcester to wrestle. And then I was in Ohio. I was in Columbus. And then after that, I went to Indiana. And the same day after wrestling on first, I went to Chicago that night and wrestled in Chicago. And then after that Sunday, I was in Milwaukee.
Wow.
So like I go everywhere. I fly out, I drive, I do so much stuff. Like I'm on the road all the time.
Right.
And there's a lot of places that hit me up and be like around here, they'll be like, hey, I want to book you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm booked. And like when I don't though, when I'm not booked, I come through because it's like, it's not like I'm being a butthole and I don't want to work in New England. I want to work in New England.
Right. You want to work everywhere.
I want to work everywhere. But like right now, the only places that like I really work at is like Limitless, Beyond, Chaotic, like Wrestle Open. Like, and then sometimes I go to other like New England shows because usually, like I said, I'm booked months in advance.
Right.
So.
So in Ohio, was that for the Chris? Jake Chris? Who was the booker up in Ohio?
It was OWA. Yeah, it was at OWA.
Okay.
It was a dope charity show.
Nice.
So.
All right. Dave Forney wants to know if you could go back to when you started now and tell younger you one thing about what you know now in wrestling, what would it be? Great question, Dave.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes like I waited on stuff because like at that moment, like for example, I just feel like, you know, I could have got. It's hard, bro. You know what I mean? Like being a wrestler is not easy.
No, I would imagine not.
Being a wrestler
if it
on
was,
the road
everybody
is not
would
easy.
do it. You know
and
what I mean?
Like, you know, every time you get to a point in wrestling, you always hit that wall. And the minute you feel like you're out of that space, you're back in a space.
Right.
So like just don't wait on anything and just take advantage of every single thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every little like not that I didn't take advantage of stuff when I was younger. I always worked my butt off.
Right.
But I feel like there were some aspects of my wrestling where I could have like advanced in or done stuff outside of wrestling to improve my wrestling in ring. You know what I mean?
Yep. what I notice about you when you wrestle, like a lot of people will say to people, you got to slow down, right? You have that, in my opinion, the perfectness where, you know what I mean? You can go fast, but it's...
People say to slow down. There are times you need to be slow.
Right.
But people say slow down because they don't have the cardio to keep up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a fact. Like you don't have the cardio to keep up. Like it's just like there's points in a match where you need to be bang, 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 bang. You have to.
Right.
It's a roller coaster. It's a story.
Yep.
It's like musical. It's physical musical theater. It's
Right.
physical theater. You know what I mean? Like we're beating the crap out of each other, but we still have so many variables when we're in that ring.
Right.
We got to worry about the fans. We got to worry about the ref. We got to worry about the count. We got to worry about this, that, the third, this, that, the third.
Cameras.
And do that, and this, and that, and
Right.
the cameras, and the promoters, and this one, and the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it's not easy.
Right. You know who's impressed me quite a bit lately? Have you wrestled Karen Bam Bam?
Yeah, I wrestled Karen Bam before.
I think she's doing very well. What do you think? I mean, she's
really
fairly
good.
on the newer side, but I enjoy watching her wrestle.
Yeah, she's good. I like Karen Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I love Karen Bam Bam.
I mean, almost anybody, like you said, for Kowalski, if you're trained by Slick,
Yeah.
you know you'd
Is
be.
Karen trained by Slick?
What's that?
Is Karen trained by
I'm
Slick?
pretty sure. Yeah, because actually,
No, I don't think. I think
Well-
she's from. Isn't she from like New York?
I really don't know.
Could,
But
Karen, don't hate me. I'm just asking. I thought you were from New York.
actually hit Slick up.
You know what I mean?
And told her, you know,
Yeah.
I saw her match for 1
She
weekend.
probably is. She probably does train with her.
And Slick was like, nah, man, thank you. I love Karen. She's, coming along fine.
No, she's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen, I love Karen Bam.
All right. Dave's got another question, and I already told him about, but I had to reword it because it was like something that you said. What's your favorite this?
Yeah.
So
What's your favorite scary
you've worked
movie?
for a lot of companies, and what are some of your favorites in New England and out of New England, and why?
I love all the ones that I work for, but I love GCW.
Yeah.
Limitless, Wrestle Open Beyond, DPW's got great fans.
Right.
I work a lot of places, but I have love for all the places that I go to.
Excellent.
Because it's just another stop on the journey that I get to say wow, I did this when I wasn't
Right.
supposed to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
who thought
absolutely.
a couple of years ago, even myself, I wouldn't have never thought that I was going to be flying out places or wrestling 5 times a weekend.
Right.
There was a point where I was on the road so much that I hadn't been home for 2, you know what I mean, for 2 months. You know what I mean? I was buying clothes on the road.
Right.
Because
I miss
the
those
first week I'm like, damn, I can't go home.
Yeah.
I had to go get new clothes.
Right.
And I'm like, next week I'm like, damn,
You don't have enough clothes. I didn't bring enough.
you know what I mean? Because I didn't realize that I went on 2 months in a row when I was wrestling legit 5 times every, I do 5 times every weekend, but there's 2 months in a row I wasn't home.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I just popped through,
Yeah.
came back for 3 days, and then went right back on the road for
Nice.
another month. You feel me?
Yep. Do you have anything? Why don't you ask a couple questions there?
Oh man, how many questions do I have to ask?
Or go off the name game.
The name game.
Yeah. Throw some names. He wrestled all.
Half of us don't like the name game because we
Why?
forget half of us. The name game?
Yeah.
All right.
Name
I
game.
gotta put the name game. So
All right.
who's your favorite? Top 5, go.
No, you have to say name game.
I don't
The
want
name game
No,
is
no,
you
no,
saying
you-
the
you-
name.
I don't want to say the name game like saying the Tripod
Ask
Quest.
him your
The whole
question.
damn thing, man. Just
What do you mean top 5 favorite?
top 5 favorite workers.
All time?
In New England.
In New England?
In New England.
right.
Obviously Kowalski.
All right.
Are you talking about indie guys now?
I'm
What are
talking
you
about
talking about?
indie
You
guys
can't
now,
say
my guy.
best time all time,
just-
dog.
yeah.
My guy,
You
I
can't
just said
say New England and not mention Kowalski.
you are
No,
up
no,
here.
I
Am I
hear you
wrong?
on
Am I
that.
You are up here, down here.
No, you take it
Nah.
down. Don't
Nah,
tell me
nah,
that.
nah, nah.
I don't know who you
You
think you're
guys-
talking to. You talking to the NSD
love it.
champion,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Okay.
We're not in
Okay.
Eastie. We're not in Eastie
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
We're not in
Okay.
Eastie. We're not
You
in the
gotta
North
ask the
Shore.
right question.
All
My
right.
man said
Who
the name
is
game. You're
your
talking about.
favorite?
You say the name game.
All right. Thank you. Are you in a movie theater?
Yes.
You're gonna be talking to me?
Yes, I am. This is
All right.
Gremlins 2 right
That's
now.
it.
Okay.
Come on, my dude. Gremlins 2 is evil.
Wow.
All right.
I love
Name
Gremlins 2.
your top 5 workers in New England that you worked.
I mean, let's see.
Come on, Junior.
Yo, don't be rude, bro. Don't stop being rude. I
gonna smack you with that
I don't know who you
Man, you gotta smack me with
And then he's gonna,
All right,
then he's gonna ask me for a ride
I'll
home.
do what I want, when I want, how I want. Okay, Josh Briggs,
Nice.
Josh Briggs, AG, Christian Casanova, Benny Jukes,
Yeah.
and let's just say, Eddie Edwards. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Name
That's
that
a
name.
great five list.
That's a
man.
perfect
know,
five.
That
Bro,
is
look,
great.
I ain't mad.
You know what I mean? I can't. Yeah, I mean,
All right. Some of these guys you've wrestled.
I've worked all of them too.
Brad Hollister.
Yeah, love Brad Hollister. Big Bacon's the man.
Man, is he-
phenomenal,
He's a
bro.
sleeper.
He's so good.
Sleeper.
He's so good, bro. I love Big Bacon, and I'm glad he's back around because everybody can learn from Big Bacon.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he was
he's
out, he
such
was
a
out
good
for a while.
grabber.
And he was so good too.
Yeah.
You know
Such
what I
a
mean?
good
Like he
grappler.
started. It sucks because like Big Bacon really was starting to
Yeah,
catch some
no, he
fire
was,
before
yeah.
he got injured, and like now he's back.
Did he break his leg? Was it? I forget what
I
the
think he
injury
broke
was.
his. Yeah,
I think he broke his leg.
So
and
like
tore him.
after that,
He's
like,
great.
but now he's catching fire again,
Yeah,
bro.
he
I
is.
love Big Bacon.
Yeah,
Nice.
me too.
How about one of my favorite guys from New York, Grim Reaper?
Grim Reaper,
Yeah.
OG, I love shout out OG Grim Reaper. That's the man right there. That's a legend. Put
No
some
doubt.
respect on his name. It's a fact.
He lights up right in the ring.
Yo, he burns.
He does.
He burns.
He is awesome. How about the godfather of New York wrestling, Homicide? You wrestled him.
I wrestle. Homicide was
Homicide's
one of
the
the
man,
dudes. I was
dude.
watching LAX when I was a kid in TNA.
Right.
It was awesome wrestling him, and he was a good dude, and we had a lot of fun in there.
He's really a good
He's
dude,
a
man.
really good dude.
Yeah. How about I don't know if you wrestle. I don't think you wrestle him, but how about Eddie Kingston? Have you
I mean,
run
Eddie
into him
Kingston-
at all at any shows?
I never wrestled him, but I mean, I've been on shows with Eddie
Yeah.
before. He's great. I love Eddie Kingston. The best promo in the game.
He
realest
looks like a
person.
guy that's not approachable, but if you got a little kid
The
with
thing
you,
is, he looks
he's-
like he can mess you up though.
Oh, there's no doubt
That's
he
the
can
thing
mess
in
me
wrestling.
up.
You know what I
It
mean?
would be
Like,
easy.
the thing about wrestlers is like nowadays you don't have to be 6'6",
Right.
250 pounds, 300
Which
pounds.
makes wrestling better, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
because anybody
you
can
know?
do it in real life, bro.
Yeah.
Just because you big don't mean that
Right.
the bigger you are, the harder they fall.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Like,
Absolutely.
You know who's actually
There's small animals that kill giant, large animals
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
man.
No doubt. All right, we got one more. Make it 28 seconds left. How about Biff Busick? I know you wrestled him.
Biff, that's a legend right there.
No
put
doubt.
the ones up. Put the dubs up.
No
put
doubt.
him up. Put him up. Put him up. Put him up for Biff. Look at that.
gonna get a cramp.
Put him one. Oh, that's the
already
man
cramping.
right there.
Right.
Biff is like he's done so much for this territory. He's done
Oh my
everything for
God.
this territory. Like he's the man. He is the man. He's so good, bro.
He is.
I love wrestling Biff. I want to wrestle him again.
I would love.
Guys, this was incredible. The time went by so fast.
Yeah.
It did.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Both you
you,
guys
G.
for coming on. You know,
course.
anytime you guys want to come back on, you just
Anytime
hit
you
me
want
up,
us.
brother.
We'll
You
be
know,
course,
here.
I appreciate
I'll be
it.
a new
Guys.
co-host if you want me.
hey, that sounds
I'll
good.
do it too.
We're out. Peace.
Deuces.
Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe, that's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.